Sarah Jones walked into her husband cheating on her in the arms of a lady half her size. She caught them kissing and cuddling in the public restaurant. With his arm around her, he leaned toward and whispered something that made her giggle. But the worst wasn't the cheating. It was what he said next, loud enough for the restaurant to hear. "Why would I take her dancing? She can barely fit between the tables." The music didn't fade. The noise didn't slow. But Sarah felt the air in the room disappear. The whole restaurant went silent. That's when the shame should have hit her. But it didn't. Instead, rage rose inside her like fire. But she didn't cry. She didn't yell. She didn't ask why. She smiled, slow, calm, deadly. Because she realized something clearly. She wasn't losing a man. She was losing dead weight. That night she packed his things into trash bags. When Mark stumbled home smelling like cheap perfume, she didn't hesitate. Get out. No tears. No speech. No explanations. And for the first time in their entire marriage, Mark shut up. When he walked out, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Freedom. For days she wandered Brooklyn feeling hollow but strangely lighter. But one morning, while walking through Harlem to clear her mind, she saw a flyer on a door. Plus-size power meetup, confidence, sisterhood, movement. She almost ignored it. Almost. But the laughter exploding from inside the building pulled her in. She stepped into a room full of plus-size women of every shape and shade, laughing, dancing, vibing like queens. A woman with fiery red braids shouted, "You better come in here like the goddess you are." The room cheered for her. Sarah laughed, really laughed, something she hadn't done in months. Then their leader, Jasmine, strutted over with the confidence of a woman who owned every room she entered. "We move big. We love big. And baby, we live big. Welcome to the Curvy Collective." And just like that, Sarah wasn't alone anymore. Weeks passed. The Curvy Collective became her second home. Support, friendship, laughter, healing. But one night, Jasmine clapped her hands and made an announcement that charged the entire room. "Skinny girls think they own dancing. I say we make a dance they can't do. Something only curvy women can pull off." The room erupted. "Make it a challenge. Let's show the world what these hips can do." A spark lit in Sarah's chest, something like destiny. Saturday came. They rented a small Harlem studio with cracked mirrors and worn floors, but the energy was electric. Jasmine blasted music, deep bass, heavy rhythm. "Ladies, today we create the Curvy Confidence Challenge." The moves were bold. Hip rolls powered by curves. Full body waves only thighs with stories could make beautiful. A final spin that made everyone cheer. But Sarah didn't just dance. She floated. She was mesmerizing. Even Jasmine yelled, "Sarah, girl, run that again." When they filmed the challenge on Jasmine's cracked iPhone, Sarah stood in the center. Her final spin made the entire room scream. They posted it with a simple caption. "Only plus-size queens can do this. #Curvy Confidence Challenge." They expected a few hundred views. By the next morning, 78,000. By noon, 300,000. By 6 p.m., 1.2 million. Women across the country were doing the challenge. The comments poured in. "Sarah in the middle? She's a star. This challenge is everything. I feel confident for the first time in years." Sarah had never felt so seen. Across the city, in a cramped apartment with peeling paint, Mark scrolled through his phone lazily. Until he saw her. Sarah. His wife. The woman he humiliated. And she didn't look broken. She looked powerful. The girl he cheated with yelled from the kitchen, "Mark, wash the dishes. You're useless." But he muted her voice, eyes locked on the screen. On Sarah. Regret punched him in the gut. He didn't lose a woman. He lost a legend. The challenge didn't slow. It exploded. Brands emailed. Talk shows reached out. Celebrities reposted her. A famous actress tweeted, "This is the confidence America needs. Sarah, you're a queen." Her name trended across platforms. One day in Target, a plus-size woman approached her crying, "I bought my first dress in years. Because of you." Sarah hugged her and realized, this wasn't a dance. It was liberation. A week later, Jasmine burst into the studio. Sarah, look. An email from a major morning show. They wanted Sarah, not the group, to perform live on national TV. She panicked. She doubted herself. But then she remembered Manhattan. The insult. The humiliation. The laughter. She channeled that fire into her veins. She stepped on stage and danced like a storm. When the performance ended, the audience roared. A journalist tweeted, "Sarah Jones just shut down the entire country." She walked off stage different. Stronger. Unshakable. While she rose, Mark fell. Dumped. Job hours cut. Sleeping on a friend's couch. Everyone talking about Sarah. Until one night, while she was live streaming, he texted, "Sarah, I'm sorry. Can we talk?" She didn't reply. Days later, he waited outside her building looking broken. "Sarah, please. I miss you." She folded her arms. "You miss me? Or the version of me you controlled?" He stuttered. I want another chance." She shook her head, almost pitying him. "Mark, if I never went viral, you wouldn't be here. You don't want me. You want what people think of me." He tried one last time. "I can change." She cut him off. "You couldn't handle my greatness. And you still can't." And she walked past him without looking back. Months later, the Curvy Confidence Challenge became a brand, a national movement. Sarah toured the country, hosted workshops, sold out events, appeared in magazines, inspired millions. She became the unofficial face of body confidence in America without ever planning to. The night before her first national tour, Jasmine played the original viral video. Grainy. Low quality. Everyone laughed and cried. Sarah wiped tears from her eyes. "I thought being big made me small. But you all showed me I was never meant to shrink." Jasmine hugged her. "Baby, you weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out." Years passed. People forgot about Mark. But everyone remembered Sarah Jones. The woman who turned humiliation into glory and loved herself loudly, boldly, unapologetically. In a world that once tried to silence her, she became the voice everyone followed. Subscribe for more stories like this.